everybody. I hope you're having a great start to your week. This week we're continuing the series on Optimize 2018, realistic and sustainable goal setting. Last week we talked about physical goals, and this week I want to ask you, did you set any professional goals for the upcoming year? If you begin to doubt those professional goals, it might be a time to look at how you can tweak them. Don't necessarily need to throw them all out the window, but setting professional goals is an important part of who we are, and we should look at how we can be our best self for the whole year in every area of our life. So, for example, today I bit the bullet and I did something that I've been a little bit dreading to do this year that I know that I need to get done, and got started on recording some video, and I was a little scared about that. Sometimes our fears can be a sign of procrastinating due to perfectionistic fear, and so that was my thing. I needed to just do it and get past that perfectionism. So I want to encourage you to do some steps at looking at your professional goals, whether it's about writing or speaking or doing some areas in your workplace that you're afraid of doing. What is going to make you the best that you can be in your professional life? What are your big dreams? And if you don't have big dreams, that's the first place to start. What is your overall purpose and your why? And that's going to configure all of your goals for all the areas of your life. Your big why, your spiritual why, your big purpose for being and living should trickle down into every area of your life so that you can sustain these goals. If you don't have a why, you won't be able to stick with your goal. So how does your professional goal relate to your big why? And then next, is it a big goal? If you don't set goals that are high enough for your year professionally, you won't be inspired enough to continue them, and you won't grow. So only a big dream, a big vision goal is going to get you to stretch and help you to grow, and it's going to inspire you. So if you don't have a big enough goal, think about how can I work that up a notch, as Emerald kind of says. Kick it up a notch and make that professional goal exciting. Something that's going to inspire you. You don't have to do it so big that it's impossible, but it needs to be outside your comfort zone. If it's so easy that you can do it in your sleep, then it's probably not a big enough goal to really get you motivated. So think about your goals and their big vision goals, and then think about what you're afraid of. What is holding you back from those goals? It might be a fear. If it's not a fear like perfectionism, like I was talking about mine was, think about what else could be holding you back. Before you think about what holds you back and gets your way, first I want you to think about that big dream vision and do a magic wand exercise. What would it look like if you finally got there? If you got that promotion? If you got that extra training? If you were able to finish that book? Whatever your goal is, your big dream goal for this year, what is that going to look like for you? How are you going to feel? What is that going to do for you at the end of the year? So make sure you've got that in your vision and it's big and it's exciting, and then do the genie tool. The next magical tool for optimizing your 2018. Rub the genie and say, okay, what do I need to get to my goal? What are the things that I'm lacking? Because you may have some obstacles that are keeping you from getting there. What are they? If your obstacles are, I'm not trained. Okay, so you need training. I don't know how to set up a website. All right, so you need to find out how to set up a website. You either need skills, you need resources, or you need support. So you may need your resources may include knowledge or training. So find out what you need and how you get it. What does it take to get there? And be objective. Don't be fear-based at looking at what it takes. Just list it. List objectively all the things that are in your way between getting here and there. Instead of listing them as obstacles, list them as, what would I ask a genie if I could get all the things that I needed to get between here and there? What would I need to ask the genie for? And we have something better than a genie. We have a God that overcomes all obstacles. And so we can pray specifically about those obstacles. All right, Lord, you know I need the funds to get to a conference. Show me what I can do to get those funds. And then do your diligence, do your part in supporting God's call in your life. What does it take to get those? Maybe I can look into getting a scholarship. Maybe I can look into saving here or there. Have him open your eyes and be looking, be aware. Don't just leave it in God's hands and say, if God doesn't want me to do it, then he just won't drop it on my head in the middle of the night. You need to actually do your part and looking for those things and being aware of those things and researching those things. So then once you've got all your resources lined out, these are the things I need, and you've prayed over them, then take baby steps, little steps. Break down every goal into small objectives, because the way you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So don't try to get overwhelmed by trying to eat the whole elephant in one bite. You will choke. And that's what happens when we have that big goal and we haven't broken it down. So what do I need to do each month to get to the end of the year, to get to my goal? Break it down into monthly, because every goal, like we said, needs to be time oriented. And what do I need to do this month, every week? Take the time to set your time-oriented goals day by day, week by week, month by month. You don't have to set all the whole year's goals ahead of time, but set overall goals for each month. And then when you get to the beginning or of that month or the end of the month before it, take a little bit of time to project out what you need to do for that month. What's your monthly goal, and how do I break that out into weekly and daily objectives to make sure that I meet that goal? And then if you don't make it, then you know how to readjust for that following month and make sure that you have it still set up to meet your end of the year goal. And that way it's not so overwhelming. And be accountable to somebody. You want to make sure that you're accountable to God, but if you are someone that works well with a coach, get a life coach to help you. They're not that expensive, and you can do maybe 30-minute sessions, or get a friend to help you, a coworker to help you, a mentor to help you, a pastor to help you. Have somebody in your professional environment that understands your profession a little bit to guide you and encourage you and help you stay on track with those goals. It's too easy to get complacent and to sag in the middle of the year if you don't have somebody keeping you accountable. And that's especially true if you work for yourself. It's really hard to stay accountable to yourself. So make sure that you get some people that you're going to regularly ask you, how's your writing coming? How is your videotaping coming? Those kinds of things that we need encouragement to stay on track with. And keep your big why in view. What is your big why? Why are you doing this? Keep that ahead of you, and keep your who in view. Who are you doing this for? Who's the audience? Who are the people you're going to be ministering to out of this work? Who is going to benefit? Keep that in view. That's going to keep you motivated. And pray for them daily. That's important. If you're praying for your big why, for your mission, for your who, the people that you're ministering to, that will help you stay on target with professional development. That'll help you stay motivated. Also, create ample margins. White space is essential to the content's impact. In the publishing world, what would you do if you got a book that was single-spaced all the way to the margins? Would you even try to read that mess? That would just be so awful in the way that it looks on the page that you would get overwhelmed on page 1 and you would quit. And that's how our lives are. If we don't create ample margins, there's not any space for us to actually absorb what is true, what is necessary, and what is beneficial. We need to take time with God. We need to take time with our families. We need to take time in self-care. If we don't take time for those things, we're not going to be productive in the content space. The content is only going to be impactful. Our work, our professional lives are only impactful if we are sustaining ourselves in the self-care margin part of our lives. That's why the Sabbath was created. God knew how He made us, and He made it a commandment because He knew that we would be tempted to make ourselves little g gods that are the productivity drivers of our lives. That we will say, I can do it, it's all up to me, and not create that white space, that time with God, that time to rest, that time to take care of ourselves. It's so essential. If you don't sharpen your tools, you will be ineffective all day long. You will work better if you take that time to sharpen the tools you're using for your work. So, also, think about who you are. Who you are is more important than what you do at the end of your life. So it's better to be the right person in a low position to be the wrong person in a high position. Make character a priority at every step of your journey. And that's all I have for professional development tips for today. I hope that you're having a great time listening to this series. I want to welcome everybody who came on today. Thanks for joining me. I will look forward to reading your comments and responding to them. And remember, anybody that comments here on Facebook on these videos, or if you go to my blog at divineencouragement.com and comment, I will enter you to win a $10 Amazon gift card. So I look forward to seeing your comments and your beautiful faces, and I will talk to you again next week. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.